Okay, so I want to do a little bit of housekeeping with you. And so I want to go through the format for each of the days. So we're going to start out with day one, just giving you an example of how this course has been designed. Every single day, you will have an affirmation, and that is the affirmation for the day. And what I'd like for you to do is recite the affirmation and throughout the day, come back to it and just marinate on it and just think about how it applies to your life. So for day one, it says, I am more than my mental illness and I will not let it define me. I will strive to keep my depression at bay. I sometimes do not feel like a winner, but I know that the ball is in my court. And what does that mean to you? I want you to think about that while I share what it means to me. So to me, it's letting me know that depression is a mental illness, just like any other condition, such as a thyroid condition, a heart condition, alcoholism, even. So it is something that has happened through no fault of your own. When we talk about keeping depression at bay, we are specifically talking about how we must be proactive in not allowing the symptoms of depression to turn into a blown out day or two or week of symptoms of depression. When we know what our triggers are, we are more equipped to deal with them. The ball is in your court. That means that it's up to you to make a decision that I have had enough and I want to feel better. I'm going to feel better and I'm going to employ all of the tools that I have been given to help me get to that better place. In each of the days, you also have a video that gives you a little bit more information, and it's really something to inspire you. So listen to the video, and then there's also a mantra on each day. Recite the mantra and just let it absorb in your mind. Suffering from depression is not my fault. So just think about that. Let it marinate. Because if you have someone in your life who has been diagnosed with depression in your immediate family, your aunt, your uncle, your grandparents, then you are more susceptible to having a mental health condition. So, again, it is not your fault. We're also going to invite you to take a break in the next portion of the course, but we want you to go to the 30 activities to fight depression and pick two of those activities that you're going to do for the day. And it has some examples. The activities are not really well involved, they're not complex. The purpose is to get you to start building momentum. In this example, it mentions mailing a letter or writing out a check. That's two activities that you can complete right away, and that assignment has been fulfilled. When you go down to the file, you will see the actual file entitled 30 Activities to Fight Depression. So you can print that out and you'll be able to write down every single day which chores you accomplished. And I designed it so that you would not have to write down very much. You simply look at the 30 activities and check off which one you completed. And if for some reason that particular activity is not showing up on the list, then there is an area where you can add the activity. Also, know that we have some activities that are going to help you in your quest to feeling better. Some of those activities may be talking to someone that may have hurt your feelings and maybe having a difficult conversation. Everything that you do for your mental health can involve someone else, but it's up to you to determine when you are ready to take on that particular activity. And you may wait till day 10 or day 12, and that's completely fine. The next thing you'll have, which really excites me, is you have in every single day an episode from my podcast, Win Over Depression. So you're going to listen to the podcast in its entirety, and they range from 15 minutes all the way to 25 minutes, depending on the episode. And once you're done with the episode, you're going to grab that spiral notebook and you're going to answer the questions that apply to that specific episode. So in this case, it says, what specifically resonated while listening to the episode? So, what did you feel was true? Or what could you relate to? Or what is something that gave you that aha moment that you know, wow, that is true, and I need to work on that? Or that is true, and I'm already doing that. In addition, we also encourage you to assess the people in your personal influence, your personal sphere of influence. Because if you hang around with someone who is constantly pouring negativity into your life, that is going to exacerbate your depression. However, they may live with you and you may not be in a position to where you can decrease your interaction with them. But just remember that when you're engaging with them, make sure that you're not going down a road that is going to cause an argument or cause you to experience an episode of depression. That's what we mean when we say keep our depression at bay, because we know when we know what triggers our depression, it gives us the opportunity to do something differently. And finally, your last question that you're going to answer after watching the podcast episode is, do you feel that your depressed mind is preventing you from fulfilling the desires of your heart? Because mental health affects every single thing that we do every single day. If we don't feel like it, how can we accomplish our goals? If we don't feel like it, how can we possibly work a 40-hour work week? So once you have listen to the podcast episode and you have completed the necessary homework, we want you to take another break, and it can be as long as you feel you need, and complete 2 more tasks. So every single day, you will be accomplishing a minimum of 4 goals or tasks every single day. Now, you're going to find that we have put the 30 activities to fight depression in each day, but you're really probably only going to need to print out 1 or 2. But we wanted it to be in a convenient location so you don't have to go back and try to find it. Once you have completed those activities, then you're going to have an opportunity to rank your mood for the day. So you can print out the mood tracker, and the mood tracker, it allows you to use it for 1 month. So let me scroll up there for just a moment. So once you see the mood tracker, you'll be able to type in the month on that line, and then you can number the days by simply going to your calendar and writing in the days. So every single day, you're going to rate what your mood is. So if your mood is where you are feeling at your best, and let me scroll back down so that I can show you the different areas. So if you are feeling best at your best, you're going to enter an R in the square for that date. If on that date you are feeling upbeat, you're going to enter a green G. If on that day you are feeling just okay, you'll enter a purple P. If on that day you are feeling sad and worn out, then you're going to enter the letter BL. And finally, if on that day you feel like you are in a dark place, we want you to enter a B. We want you to also know that when you enter that B, we encourage you to speak to your accountability coach or partner, but also consider getting some professional help. So you're going to print out that mood tracker, Keep it nearby so that every single day you can track your mood. You're going to find out at the end of the month, you will see which days you experienced certain things, and that's going to help you better understand your mental illness and what your triggers are. We want you to also go back to that spiral notebook, and for any of the days where you have given yourself a blue BL or a black B, we want you to write down what was going on during that day. What is it that caused your mood to swing? When you keep track of your mood, it gives you more and more of an opportunity to know what's going on in your life. And it says, and I just said for the special note, this action that you should take when you possibly have the fact that you're in a dark place is to seek that help. And that is the last thing that you've done. Now, I want you to remember how we asked for you to be fully present during the 14 days. We do that because we want you to take the opportunity to complete each and every assignment that you have been given. By doing that, it is going to help you at the end of the 14 days have a better idea and understanding about what are some of the specific causes of your feelings. So, congratulations, you've made it through day one. And we hope that you're feeling encouraged and empowered, and reminding you that it's all up to you, that you can, in fact, get yourself to a better place. So, this is the housekeeping video to let you know how to take this course and get the best out of it for your personal growth and development. Thank you so much.